Do you already recognize this sign? If not, it means that you missed our 2 previous episodes on the Canary Islands, but that's okay, you can just watch them afterwards. In this video, we are in La Gomera and we're gonna see if we can check off our bucket list. Checking off our bucket list had been easy in Tenerife and Gran Canaria. We hardly had to search for great nude beaches, hidden gems and delicious food. It was almost as if they found us. La Gomera apparently had a different plan for us, but we didn't know that yet.
Someone is playing something. You just don't see who it is. It's a lot busier than expected, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to enjoy the afternoon sun, and tomorrow morning we come back and we'll show you around. It's 9:30, hopefully it's not too busy yet, so we can actually show you a little bit of the beach. And we also brought our checklist.
Yes, checklist.
To remind us that we are actually here to check off bucket list items.
That we're here to work.
And also maybe to launch the drone from. This is the main beach. Yeah, this is it. And the reason why I was so surprised that there were so many people yesterday is because it's not all that spectacular. It's just a piece of sand with a lot of rocks. It's also impossible to swim here. It's very hard to show you the actual height of the waves, but I guess it's at least 2 meters. I think some maybe going to 3. This beach is called Playa del Ingles, by the way. Not to be confused with the Playa del Ingles of Gran Canaria, which looks completely different. Yesterday the vibe was fine. There were lots of people, but only some people were talking to each other. It was more like something individual. I'm not sure what it is that makes this beach so popular. Maybe this is as good as it gets. Maybe the beaches in La Gomera just aren't very long and wide and sandy.
Maybe we had been spoiled on Gran Canaria and Tenerife, where we found endless nude beaches that seemed to come straight from a movie. Or maybe it was because of the town's history. For years, Bali Gran Rey had been a hippie commune. A place where creative people come together and do creative things, and where nudity was a very common state of dress. But on first sight, not much of that was left.
According to the information we found on the internet, this beach should also be a nude beach, but apparently not anymore. Of course, a sign like this probably means that back in the day there used to be naked people on this beach, otherwise they wouldn't put it up there. I also think that it's the first time ever we see the German word nudismus. Normally it's FKK.
Yeah, exactly. Nudismus. Is it even a German word?
If you know German, let us know in the comments if it's an actual word or if they just misspelled FKK.
If that would be the case, that would be something very fun.
It looks like the hippies have upgraded a bit.
They just evolved and now they have shops.
I think that right now it's more becoming a German hangout. I've been hearing a lot more German than Spanish in this town, and also lots of the signs are in German. Here you can see the language priorities. It's German, Spanish, English.
Here and there, we found traces of an alternative culture now intertwined with modern-day capitalism. It made us wonder, were we chasing echoes of a past that no longer existed? But the real disappointment came when we tried to visit La Gomera's most famous nude beach.
The next beach on our list is nicknamed the Bay of Pigs, not to be confused with the Bay of Pigs in Cuba, and hopefully not with the one in Cap d'Agde either. But I think that maybe we will never know. And somebody also put another sign explaining in physics how rock falling happens. There are quite some signs that we should not be here.
If you are a John or a Richard and you did put that rock over here, comments, leave it. I want to know.
The second time this happens to us in the Canary Islands. Last time in Tenerife we also had looked like a nice beach, but we couldn't enter. And here it's unfortunately the same. And of course this is YouTube. We can't do illegal stuff on YouTube, even though there is a hole in the fence. Like, people are getting through probably, but Let's see if we can find a way to have a look at the beach.
From up here, I can't see any movement on the beach or near the beach. Maybe the drone will give us some more clarity. And?
It looks very empty. If you didn't see much on the drone shots, that's very accurate, because even when we zoom in, there's nobody to see on the beach. It's probably with a reason. It's a pity, because we read a lot of good things about this beach, but if you can't get there, you can't get there.
And it's not only a pity that we can't get there. All of a sudden, we have a whole afternoon free, because that was our plan this afternoon. Do we already have a new plan?
We do not drink beer on the other beach.
Sounds like a plan. Having beers on a nude beach is always a good idea, but this didn't add any checks on our bucket list. So the next days we headed out in search of tourist hotspots, hidden gems, and maybe even something funny. I found something online. It is over there. We're going there and we're just gonna see how it is. Woo.
Do we know what this place was supposed to be?
Yes, a pier.
A pier.
It was a pier, and now it's just ruins.
It looks like they tried to build a very fancy hotel with a very fancy swimming pool. It looks like a reverse infinity pool. Water keeps coming in instead of going out. Just to give you some background about reverse swimming pools.
It's so rough, so brutal. I like it. It's like, I want to break something. I don't know why. I'm already loving the roughness. And now I just gotta talk like this in the whole video. Sorry, I'm getting excited. Looking back, this might have been the moment we truly began to understand La Gomera. Unlike the other islands we visited, it's not a polished tourist destination where everything is just laid out for you. Instead, it's a land of towering mountains, dramatic cliffs, and winding roads that carve through the wild landscape. Yet, the deeper we explored, the more we came to appreciate its raw and untamed beauty.
Yeah, this is impressive.
I feel small. Very, very small. In a good way.
It's just another of the Canary Islands, and still it looks completely different than the two we've seen before. And right over there in the distance you can see the Teide mountain on Tenerife, and it almost looks like as if it's on this island. Looks so close from here.
Mind-blowing.
This is beautiful.
Absolutely amazing. La Gomera just kept throwing breathtaking landscapes at us. Great sunsets to put us to sleep and sunrises to wake us up in the morning. But still, our bucket list remained largely unchecked. Although we saw a tourist bus here and there, we couldn't really call these places tourist hotspots. And just because there were so few others, it was hard to call them hidden gems either. But one thing couldn't be so difficult. Mojo?
Not sure if it's mojo.
I think it's mojo.
Is there anything typical?
We need to eat almogrote. That's typical.
Lynn's at the food research. Yes. So what did we order?
So we ordered fresh tuna with mojo sauce. That is typical. We have the boiled potatoes, and then we have the abrogote, and then we have fresh fish soup. It smells like cheese.
Is this typical Gomera?
Yes, it is. Oh yeah, cheese. I taste paprika. It's very, cheesy. What else? Next. Spicy red sauce. Oh, it's a fish soup with rice. There's a little bit of curry in it, I think. Very tasty. Very good.
Just for the record, that's all the stuff that Linz ordered. And I just got a beer. That's local beer.
I'm perfectly happy with that.
It's really cheesy. Doesn't get more La Gomera than this.
Almogrote, tuna in mojo sauce, and soup were all very typical dishes of La Gomera, and all were delicious. Finally, we could check off the first item of our bucket list. With this new hope, we headed towards our next nude beach. Who knows, maybe this one would be our best beach, tourist hotspot, hidden gem, and something funny all in one.
Over there is the nude beach we're going to. Looks like we could also just have camped right next to it, which would have avoided climbing over this hill. But it's exercise.
It is.
We need the exercise. Just to give you a rough idea of our morning walk, right over there is where we parked, where we slept last night. And then right on the other side, that's where the nude beach is. And we walked the extra kilometer to the top of this hill just so we could show you some beautiful images of this beach. You're very welcome.
And I've already spotted some naked people, so we are definitely on the right track. And I already saw people swimming, so that is a good sign, because I haven't been in the water in La Gomera, so we need to change that quickly.
It's not the most comfortable beach. We should have brought a pillow, maybe. But we do get the anti-wind thingy. Just that there's absolutely no wind today, so we don't really need it. I think if this had been a sandy beach, we would have had an absolute winner, because this beach is very, very stunning. But now I'm not sure yet. Actually, what I like the least about pebble beach is that it's just so difficult to get into the sea. I already don't go into the sea often, and then at a beach like this, it's like meh. There's no way to get out of the sea again in an elegant way, or even a somewhat elegant way. You okay? Did someone just say that there's no way to get elegantly out of the water on a pebble beach? All okay?
Yes, absolutely agree. Mother Nature, just give me a little hand to get out of the water.
It's a dangerous job, being a naturist vlogger. You just saw someone come through the hole in the rock from the other beach with one hand, because the other one is carrying a phone or a beer, I guess. That's really adventurous.
We could easily have classified Playa del Medio as our best nude beach, and even also our hidden gem. And I'm sure that Nick found my graceful exit from the ocean really funny. But somehow that didn't feel right. Over the past few days, we had been falling in love with La Gomera in a way that felt impossible to capture. But we weren't ready to give up. Everywhere we went, we had seen hiking trails. Clearly, this was the thing to do here. Maybe a good long hike could bring us an epiphany.
I don't think that today will be much different from most other days. Normally the goal is to find a nude beach. Today really the goal is to hike, because La Gomera is a hiking island. But of course we picked a route that is supposed to pass by a nude beach. This trail is part of the La Gomera coastal trail that goes for many, many kilometers. Lots of people hike it in multiple days all around the island. We're just gonna do a part of it. That should be enough. Voilà. What a show off. And this is how far we already hiked. We can still see our van from here.
The temperature is rising. It's getting hotter and hotter. Is that the village we're going?
It's far from the village we want to go. But it's supposed to be a nude beach. We will have to go all the way down to this beach. And I guess then through the valley, over the mountain, to the town. The town is called El Cabrito, by the way.
Wow! So cool, the different layers in the mountain.
This beach is called Playa de la Guancha. It's not hard to imagine why this is considered a nude beach. There's like one house. The only way to get here is either by walking or by boat. And the people who come here are typically more adventurous people, and those people typically have less issues with nudity. And it goes on and on and on like this for many kilometers along the coast. It's just gonna be mountains, nature, and secluded beaches that are all set to be nude beaches. Of course, we can't say for sure whether this is or isn't actually considered a nude beach, because there's nobody else here for now. Maybe on the way back, because that's something we have to keep remembering. We have to go all the way back. We're not going to spend so much time on this beach yet, because I am curious about El Cabrito. Because if you look on the map, it looks like there are several houses, like it's a small town, but completely disconnected from the world. El Cabrito, that's where we're going. It's another 2.2 kilometers. But I'm already happy that we're not going to Alajero. That's another 25 kilometers.
I'm not.
You want to go to Alajero?
Yeah, because I read on the internet that they have amazing wines over there. I mean, it's only 25.7 kilometers.
Okay, change of plans. We're going to Alajero. Let's hike. Or maybe not. We're not gonna do too many of these shots. Those are double kilometers. Here starts the climb again. It's over this mountain. Right on top, you can see that there's already a sign, a road sign.
Easy peasy.
Ah. We took the wrong road. It's that way. You gotta be kidding me. We walked for, I think, an hour, 700 meters. It's another 1 kilometer, 1.4 kilometers. But now it's downhill. We can see El Cabrito from here already.
And like the Italian guy from Titanic would say, I can see the statue already in the distance.
Very small, of course.
And just as we arrived, this beach has proven to be a nude beach. There was a naked lady and a topless lady. So that's good enough. We can go back now.
No way. I am going into that water. Or at least sit down and enjoy it.
There appear to be some amenities like beach chairs, parasols that have seen better time. So I kind of hope that there might be a bar to get a beer. That looked promising. I just hope that it's not gonna add to the disappointment. Go, all the beer is finished.
Yeah, or that is just, oh no, only for guests of the hotel.
There's beer.
Score!
I am so going to regret this on the way back. When my legs weigh like lead, that's all gonna be totally worth it.
Salud!
Salud!
Right there, when we sat down, exhausted from the hike, sipping a cold beer and staring over the great emptiness, we realized what we had been missing all this time. La Gomera is not about checking off bucket list items, but about everything that happens in between. You can't really go to La Gomera. You have to let La Gomera come to you.
So, what do we do now with our bucket list?
We're gonna burn it!
Or we can just take it with us to La Palma and see what happens there. And if you also want to know what happens in La Palma,
Make sure you subscribe to our channel, put on your notifications if you don't want to miss any of our crazy adventures with or without bucket list. And we just see you in 2 weeks.
bye!
So I found something that apparently used to be blah.
Along the way, we already had to appreciate.
I found something interesting, I think. Oh, Yeah, the sun. Oh wait, I'm just gonna go back. Yeah, the sun is over there behind the mountain.